What if building wealth wasn't about complicated investment strategies or getting lucky with stocks, but was actually as predictable as a mathematical equation? That's exactly what Scott Galloway argues in the Algebra of Wealth, that there's a simple formula anyone can follow to build lasting wealth. Galloway is a professor at NYU, serial entrepreneur, and one of the most direct voices in business today. He's broken down wealth building into its core components, and the results might surprise you. In the next 8 minutes, I'll show you Galloway's wealth equation and the 4 key variables that determine your financial success. Plus, stick around to the end for my free Ray Dalio investment guide that puts these principles into action. Let's solve for wealth. Lesson 1. The wealth equation. Scott Galloway presents wealth building as a literal equation. Wealth equals focus times time times stoicism times diversification. This isn't just clever marketing. It's a framework that explains why some people build wealth while others with similar incomes struggle financially. Focus means concentrating your career energy on developing valuable, scarce skills rather than spreading yourself thin. Most people jump from opportunity to opportunity without building deep expertise in anything. Time is about starting early and letting compound growth work. But it's also about having the patience to stick with boring strategies for decades instead of chasing quick wins. Stoicism is emotional control, the ability to live below your means, resist lifestyle inflation, and make rational decisions even when emotions are high. Diversification means spreading your investments across different assets so no single failure can wipe you out. What makes this framework powerful is that you can control all 4 variables. You can't control the stock market, the economy, or your starting circumstances, but you can control your focus, your time horizon, your emotional responses, and your diversification strategy. The math is simple. Improve any one of these variables and your wealth increases. Improve all 4 and the results compound exponentially. Lesson 2. Focus. Become extremely good at something. Galloway's first variable might be the most important, focus. His message is blunt. Become extremely good at something that people will pay handsomely for. This isn't about following your passion or doing what you love. It's about developing skills that are both valuable and scarce in the marketplace. The intersection of what you're naturally good at and what the market rewards highly. Galloway points to his own career as an example. He focused obsessively on understanding digital marketing and brand strategy when the internet was young. This focus made him valuable to companies, led to successful businesses, and ultimately created his career. The mistake most people make is trying to be decent at many things instead of excellent at one thing. They spread their career energy across multiple interests without developing deep expertise in any area. Here's the key insight. In today's economy, average skills get average pay, but exceptional skills in the right area can create exponential income growth. The difference between being pretty good at something and being among the best is often the difference between financial struggle and financial freedom. Focus also means saying no to distractions. Every side project that doesn't build your core expertise is potentially costing you wealth. Every career pivot that starts you over in a new field resets your expertise clock. The question isn't, what am I passionate about? It's, what can I become exceptionally good at that creates significant value for others? Lesson 3. Time. Start now and be boring. Galloway's second variable is time, but it's not just about starting early. It's about embracing boring, consistent strategies that work over decades. He advocates that what he calls boring investments, low-cost index funds, real estate in good locations, and maxing out tax advantage accounts. These aren't exciting, but they are mathematically certain to build wealth over time. The problem is that boring doesn't sell. Financial media makes money from exciting content, hot stocks, crypto opportunities, market timing strategies, but these exciting approaches are exactly what destroys wealth for most people. Galloway shows that someone investing $500 monthly in boring index funds from age 25 to 65 ends up with over 1.3 million USD, assuming average market returns. The same person waiting until 35 to start ends up with less than half that amount. But time isn't about starting early. It's about staying consistent during the boring middle years. It's about not touching your investments when markets crash. It's about continuing to invest during recessions when everything feels uncertain. The wealthy understand that time arbitrage, being willing to delay gratification longer than others, is one of the most reliable paths to wealth. While others seek immediate returns, patient investors let compound interest work its magic. Most people underestimate how much wealth they can build with boring strategies because the early years show small results, but wealth building is like rolling a snowball. Start small, then accelerates dramatically. Lesson 4, Stoicism. Live below your means. The third variable in Galloway's equation is Stoicism, the ability to control your emotional responses to money and resist societal pressure to spend. Galloway argues that true wealth isn't about earning more, it's about wanting less. The person who can be happy with enough while consistently saving the difference between their income and expenses will build more wealth than someone earning twice as much but spending it all. This means resisting lifestyle inflation. When your income increases, your first instinct might to be upgrade your lifestyle proportionally. But wealthy people increase their saving rate instead of their spending rate. Stoicism also means making rational financial decisions even when emotions are high. During market crashes, Stoic investors buy more when others are selling in panic. During market bubbles, they resist the urge to chase hot investments. Galloway points out that social media makes Stoicism harder than ever. We're constantly exposed to other people's highlight reels, their expensive purchases, luxury vacations, and lifestyle upgrades. This creates pressure to spend money we don't have on things we don't need to impress people we don't like. The Stoic approach is fine to define your own version of enough and stick to it regardless of what others are doing. It's about finding satisfaction in financial security rather than material possessions. This doesn't mean living like a monk. It means being intentional about spending on things that truly matter to you while being ruthless about cutting expenses that don't add real value to your life. Lesson 5, Diversification. Don't put all eggs in one basket. Galloway's final variable is diversification, but he means this more broadly than just investment diversification. Yes, you should diversify your investments across different asset classes, geographies, and time periods. Don't put everything in one stock, one sector, or even one country's market. But Galloway argues for diversifying your entire financial life, diversifying your income sources so you're not dependent on one employer, diversify your skills so you're not dependent on one industry, diversify your relationships so you can have multiple professional networks. He particularly emphasizes geographic diversification. Don't tie your entire financial future to one city or region. Real estate, job opportunities, and tax policies can change dramatically at the local level. Investment diversification protects you from the failure of any single company or market sector, but life diversification protects you from broader economic changes that could affect your career or industry. The key insight is that diversification is insurance against being wrong. You don't diversify because you think your investments will fail. You diversify because you acknowledge you might be wrong about which ones will succeed. Galloway warns against overconcentration in any single area, even if it seems to be working well. The person who puts everything in their company stock, buys a house in the same city where they work, and develops skills only relevant to their current industry has created multiple single points of failure. True wealth requires building redundancy into every aspect of your financial life. Conclusion. Scott Galloway's Algebra of Wealth shows that building wealth isn't mysterious, it's mathematical. Focus on becoming exceptionally good at something valuable. Start investing early in boring, consistent strategies. Practice Stoicism by living below your means and controlling your emotions, and diversify everything to protect against being wrong. The equation is simple. Wealth equals focus times time times Stoicism times diversification. Improve any variable, increase your wealth, master all four, and financial freedom becomes inevitable. Ready to apply this equation? Grab my free Ray Dalio investment guide. It's the perfect way to put the time and diversification variables to work immediately. Link in the description. Subscribe to Chapter Capital for more book breakdowns that could change your financial life. Thanks for listening. The Algebra of Wealth in 60 seconds. The equation. Wealth equals focus times time times Stoicism times diversification. Focus. Become extremely good at something valuable and scarce. Don't be average at many things. Be exceptional at one thing. The market rewards highly. Time. Start now with boring strategies. Index funds beats hot stocks. $500 a month from age 25 equals 1.3 million USD by retirement. Waiting 10 years costs you half your wealth. Stoicism. Live below your means, control your emotions. When income increases, increase savings rate, not lifestyle. Buy when others panic, stay calm during bubbles. Diversification. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Not just investments, but income, skills, and geography. One failure shouldn't destroy your entire financial life. Key insights. You control all four variables. Can't control markets or economy, but you can control your focus, patience, spending, and diversification. Master the equation equals inevitable wealth. Simple math, not mastery. Want the complete breakdown? Watch my full video on Chapter Capital.